Welcome in, everyone. Great to see you all as always. We have another significant update with the John Chapman Medal of Honor Museum situation. I do feel, and I mean this sincerely, we are applying pressure correctly where it needs to be applied. Will it fix it? We're going to get into that. Will John get the honor and recognition he deserves? We're going to get into that as well. And here's what we're going to do, though. We're going to continue to talk about it. We're going to continue to bring updates with it until the museum opens. And at the end of the day, that's up to the Medal of Honor Museum, whether they're going to right their wrongs and give John the honor, respect, dignity he deserves, which is a standalone exhibit. That's what he is owed for his actions. That's what people want to see happen. And we're going to get into an update today that I think many of you are going to like, and hopefully is a sign of things to come. Before we do that, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment with your thoughts below. I want to hear your thoughts on the John Chapman situation. I want to hear your thoughts about his actions during the Battle of Tucker Gar, the heroic video, all of it. Make sure to hop in the comments. I do read them, believe it or not, and it has been great to see the outpouring of support. So let's recap the past couple days. So I wrote an article. You can read it at outkick.com. It is done incredibly well, and it was breaking down the entire situation. It was breaking down what was happening at the museum, the reports from the Chapman family, from Valhalla VFT, from others that Chapman would not be getting a standalone exhibit, but that Britt Slabitsky, who also earned the Medal of Honor, was awarded the Medal of Honor under great controversy for his actions during the Battle of Tucker Gar. As we know, Slabitsky and the SEAL Team 6 guys retreated, left John up there by himself, where he fought through being critically wounded, being shot many times, taking shrapnel from blast. He then saves the Army Rangers, who come in kind of as the QRF rescue force, and is awarded a Medal of Honor years later. Reportedly, there was a lot of attempts from the Navy to block that Medal of Honor from going through. It did go through. Slabitsky then gets his Medal of Honor. Slabitsky is on the board of the museum, and that is why the reports that he's going to get his standalone exhibit in the museum, but that Chapman will not, even though Chapman is the guy who, at the end of the day, it's all on video, saved everyone, is justifiably upsetting a lot of people. So we covered that, and it led to an outpouring of support. I was hearing from guys in every special operations community you can think of, including former 24th STS guys, which is, of course, the unit that John Chapman was from. I've heard from Delta guys who feel very, very close to this because they had CCTs from the 24th STS attached to them. Heard from some other Army guys, even heard from some Navy SEAL guys. And the consensus here is that the museum needs to step up and do the right thing. They need to give him one of the 200 standalone exhibits. It is the right thing to do. There is time to do it. But here's the other thing, and this is also critically important. There is a petition right now on change.org. I'm filming this a little bit after noon Eastern on January 23rd. As of me filming this, let me refresh the page so that I make sure that I have the most up-to-date. The petition for John Chapman, which was started by David Park. If I mispronounce your last name, I do apologize. It's not on purpose. I'm not great with last names. The petition is named Demand for John Chapman's Full Exhibit in the National Medal of Honor Museum. So we wrote up the first story about what the museum was doing, the museum statement, which was just a boilerplate statement that really meant nothing at all. And then we covered the petition. And I think the petition is a sign of just how much attention and the amount of anger and rage that this situation has around it. And as of me filming this, it is 12:47 Eastern. 14,583 people have signed this petition. And I'm going to read some of the comments here because I think they're fascinating. Chapman should not be left behind again to be recognized for his heroic valor years later. He should be one of the initial 200 exhibits for the initial rollout. He was left behind by teammates once. Why are you willing to do the same? Yeah, that's kind of what a lot of people think. Here we have one If you don't give him a spot, then nobody should have one. I can't believe this is even in question. Everyone saw what he did. It's beyond what any medal or dedication could possibly offer him. But since you're making a museum for Medal of Honor recipients, then it would be downright criminal to not include John. Shame on you, Texas Museum. Here's another one. Please give Chapman the honor and respect he has earned. Having a potentially biased member on your board disgusts me, and until this is fixed, I will not visit the museum. As a matter of fact, I will be encouraging my family and friends to not visit as well until this issue is rectified. Chapman paid the ultimate price for our freedom and his brothers in arms. God rest his soul until Valhalla. There's a lot of comments in here about Slabinski. I don't want to get into that too much. But the point is, we've now had back-to-back days with major attention being shined on this. We had the first article that kicked off a storm in the military community, I think brought the issue. The issue is being talked about already, kind of in the YouTube community. The Team House podcast, which David Park is a co-host of, had a Chapman family member on, and Matt Klubner, I believe is, or Klubber, how you pronounce his last name. He might be watching this too. I do apologize if I butchered that as well. I'm just not great with last names. They had them on to discuss the situation as well. I'd encourage you to watch that. I'd encourage you to watch Nate videos at Valhalla VFT, who he kind of blew the lid on this. And you can read in the article at Outkick.com the message from the Chapman family. You know, they feel like they were essentially lied to. That's what they're alleging. And I got to be honest with you, whether they were lied to or not, let's just take that piece out of it for right now. If you had to ask me who should absolutely get one of the 200 exhibits, John Chapman would be right at the top of that list for many reasons. First ever recorded Medal of Honor action. He did enough to frankly earn two. Now, he has one. There was some confusion about that. People were saying, does he have two? Does he have one? He has one, but he did enough to earn two. He earned one for his actions as the Navy SEALs were leaving and his actions going up the mountain. He earned a second one when he re-engaged targets when the helicopters were coming in. Now, all of that gets wrapped into one, but those individual actions by themselves each would be worthy of a Medal of Honor. And so we have the news article that's going mega viral, and I got to give a huge thank you to everyone who's reached out, whether you're an Army guy, whether you're an Air Force guy, whether you're a Navy guy, whatever it might be, everyone who's reached out. I've read all your messages. I've tried to respond to as many as I can. I know I've missed some of you. It's not on purpose. There has just been a massive influx of support, and frankly, I'm just going to miss some. It's not personal at all. I will tell you this, guys who knew John Chapman have reached out, and they are incredibly excited by the momentum that feels like there's a shift. The petition, which has, it's closing in, is when I'm filming this, on 15,000 signatures. That means a lot. There is no way this can be ignored forever. And at some point, the museum is going to have to make a choice. It can either continue doing what it's doing right now, which is dishonoring and not giving John Chapman the respect he deserves, or the museum can do the right thing and find one of those 200 exhibits to give John Chapman. I have an idea of where they could find one, if you catch my drift. From a journalistic, investigative journalism perspective, as I said before, there's no logic that works where we have two Medal of Honor recipients on the same mission. It's on video. We know what they did and didn't do. And the guy who did more heroic things in the battle and was abandoned on the mountaintop, he does not get a standalone exhibit, but Britt Slabinski does. It logically does not make sense. It does not add up. It cannot be defended. It's truly that simple. So I challenge everyone watching this, contact the Medal of Honor Museum, make your opinion known, make it crystal clear how you feel about this grave injustice that's been done, and the more pressure that gets applied, the more attention we bring to this situation, the more likely it is the right thing gets done. People like to hide when they think nobody's watching them, and they hope whatever minor attention might be on them blows over. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not going to happen. This is not going away. And if we have to stand here for the next 2 months and talk about this regularly in order to force the Medal of Honor Museum to do the right thing and give John his exhibit, then that's exactly what we'll do. That's exactly what we'll do. And then they'll have to get up there and look everyone in the face when the museum opens and explain to them why John doesn't have his exhibit. Keep the pressure up. Keep the fight up. Make your feelings known. Reach out to me if you want. Reach out to the museum. This is the United States of America. You have the right to voice your opinion. You have the right to make your feelings clear. John Chapman died a hero. He will never be forgotten. And we will do everything we can to make sure his legacy is carried forward in that museum. And I hope the National Medal of Honor Museum steps up, admits what it did was wrong. I don't care if they even claim it's an accident. All I care about is the end result, and that end result is John getting his standalone exhibit. And that's where I'll leave it. If you made it this far, it means that hopefully you liked what you saw. Please like and subscribe, and please, please, please comment with your thoughts on John Chapman not getting his standalone exhibit. And in your comments, tell me how you want to see it resolved. I will catch you all next time.